Hey everyone, Joe Workman here, and I just want to apologize. You'll notice that this episode, we talk about holidays and eggnog, and it's March right now. Well, we recorded this episode back in December, and I unfortunately, over the holidays, had a hard drive crash, and we thought we lost these episodes forever. But luckily, I was able to finally dig up a copy in some old Time Machine archives, and I'm glad that I was able to find them because they're really valuable, and I hope you enjoy them. So without further ado, let's jump on in. Boom, Greg. We are back for part 2. We're going to jump right back into things. Heck with the chit chat. Greg, what's next up in your page insights?
Whoa, hold on. Let's back it up.
Whoa. I was going too quick for you there.
Just a quick recap. We're examining each other's sites in PageSpeed and going through the content and giving our personal impressions of the results and how much we care about them and how personal we take it.
Fair enough. Yes. If you didn't listen to part 1, go check out part 1. We already talked about some of the common PageSpeed insights, errors that people tend to get. So head over and listen to part 1.
Yes, and so far it seems like neither of us have lost any sleep over anything.
None.
All right. So what's next? My turn, your turn?
Yeah, your turn. Go for it.
All right. My site. We got for unused CSS. You discussed that one. I had the same kind of warning on mine. I have an interesting one. Minimize main thread work. This one's interesting. This one's going to be a lot of what does that mean? They break it down into categories. My minimize thread work is script evaluation. All right, so those are the JavaScript libraries that I'm using that are generating the animations on my Chili Dog software site. That's just what I need, the tools I need to render that page. I'm not going to really change that. Styling and layout takes 400 milliseconds. Okay, that's good. Other, that's not very helpful. It takes 750 milliseconds. You could help me out a little there. I can't really do anything when you say other. Script parsing is good. Parsing the HTML, good. Yeah. So if 1 second of the time, half of the time that they're complaining about is the JavaScript animation on the top of my page. If you don't like the JavaScript animation on the top of my page, let me know. I do. Add style and adds, lets people know about the content on my page. I think they're really kind of pushing people to just want a plain non-JavaScript website.
Yeah.
No, I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, I like the slider. I need some animation, add some uniqueness to my site.
Funny enough, when I ran your site through the PageSpeed, it didn't even come up. That wasn't even one of the things that came up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it did come up on mine, although it says I got a green check mark on mine saying that I'm all good. So if you are seeing this, there's nothing you can do about this unless you want to try to potentially find the stack. And it's just going to be trial and error in terms of probably, removing that unless you know how to use the dev tools, which probably most people don't, right? To try to zero in what it is. But
you want to join what your site says on my browser for minimize main thread work? It gave you 8.7 seconds.
See? Funny, because on mine it says 2.5 seconds. So
yeah, it said serve static assets within a cache policy, reduce JavaScript execution time, avoid excess DOM size.
I have the excess DOM size as a warning and as a different one though, not in minimize thread work.
Yeah. Maybe it's. Oh, you know what it's doing? Oh, never mind. I was misreading it. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was misreading it because their collapse is a little strange. No, it gave me 8 seconds for you for minimized main thread work. The highest ranking one was script evaluation, followed by style and layout, followed by this category called other, which we still haven't determined what that actually means. Yeah. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is actually an interesting segue because the error I was going to talk about was using excessive DOM size. Now, this one's actually new to me. I'd never seen this. So this is an interesting one to me. I think this is new to their checker because I've never seen this warning before. Now, on mine, it says it's a warning. Now, it says your browser recommends that you have less than 1,500 DOM nodes. Okay.
What's a DOM node?
What is a DOM node, Greg? A DOM node, everyone here, is essentially like something like if you've looked at HTML code, it's a div or it's a paragraph tag. So basically, a node in HTML is kind of that HTML tag that you're aware of, right? So it is a div or a paragraph or a span or a button or a link. So all of those individual tags is considered a DOM node, right? So I am at 1,090 DOM nodes, and Google wants me to be under 1,500. So I am under that, but I am pretty sure that I know some users' websites are probably way over that because I've seen what their pages look like in edit mode, and I'm sure that they are way over. Because, guys, if you are getting this error, you got to reevaluate your pages, probably because you're probably making them way too complex, right? Like if you have like 20 stacks nested into each other, you might want to think about learning how to simplify that. Right. I mean, it's great that we can nest stacks, but I think some people go a little too far, and that you can accomplish most of the time. You can accomplish the same exact thing with less stacks. So if you are getting this excessive DOM size issue, have a look at your stacks pages in edit mode, and I'm pretty sure you're probably using way too many stacks on the page. What do you think, Greg?
Yes, I agree. This plays into some of these other categories too, because the larger DOM size is going to affect your rendering time, your main thread time, right? All these things are related to the size of your page.
Yep.
And this really just says your page is too big. Right. So once you get more and more elements on the page, your page size is growing. Right. So if you really want to make a big page, throw some big images on there. But this is another way to do it. Add a lot of this. So I agree.
Cool. You got any more errors on your site?
My site. I'm clicking around, examining your site. And now I got to jump back to mine. Let's see.
You want to dive down into the progressive web app stuff and accessibility?
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I'm just kind of like, not applicable to my site and my business.
I think most people
progressive web app.
That progressive web app stuff doesn't really pertain to RapidWeaver users. So I think it'd be pretty much safe to say that we're not using web apps we're not using RapidWeaver to make web apps. So you probably don't need to worry about that. Like it has errors for stuff like, respond when you're offline and stuff like that. And, we don't need to have websites offline right now. So I don't think that really pertains.
Right.
How about accessibility? What we got here?
Yeah, that's what I find interesting. And that's kind of personal interest of mine is accessibility. I just think it's important to be fair to people like that, be fair to people in general, and accommodating, and make the web an open place for them. So scoring an 87, I'm proud of, but I'm definitely interested in what's listed here. One of them being color contrast, and the other one being a frame or iframes having a title tag, which I didn't really know about. So I may have to look into those a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. How about you?
I have one more in the diagnostics section that I'm still unsure, and I've read it 3 or 4 times what the hell it means. text is invisible while web fonts are loading. Leverage the Font Display CSS feature to ensure text is user visible while web fonts are loading. So it's saying that I'm thinking, because I do use web fonts, some fancy web fonts on on my Weaver Space page, and I'm thinking that it's saying that these web fonts aren't going to be displayed until they're loaded. I'm unsure. It doesn't really give me any suggestions on what to do. So I'll look at these. I'll have to take a note and look at this font display CSS feature that it's saying, and I'll look at that. And I have to do some research offline here. I really don't know what it means. But yeah. Do you know, Greg?
No, I'm not that. I'm on as version of CSS as you and a couple other folk. So, and I haven't heard of that one. I work far more in PHP and JavaScript.
Okay. Interesting. It looks like, so I just brought up the documentation for CSS Font Display, and it looks like you can provide some sort of a fallback font to use while the actual font family is being loaded. Interesting. So yeah, font and and it's not even implemented hardly anywhere yet. It's implemented in Chrome, and that's it. It looks like. Oh, Safari has it as well. So Chrome and Safari support this CSS property. That so this is another one that Google's trying to hawk off their future stuff. But it's interesting. It's something I learned just today. So the font display property allows you to define a fallback that will only be used while the font is being loaded. Interesting. Probably something I can add into my Font Pro stacks. Cool.
You gonna do it? You can add it to your site and try it out.
I'll do it. Yeah, definitely. I'll do it. That seems like something easy to do. I'll do it next week. Easy peasy.
Cool. What else?
Before we get too far ahead here, I'll just jump into accessibility for my site. Now I got a score of a 66, so I'm a little behind you. I did get the same thing for iframe, title, and some background, some color ratio stuff with background and foreground colors. I have some things that are using Aria tags that do not have valid values. Interesting. So it looks like I have a button that has an Aria tab, an Aria label in the code, and the value is unexpected. So interesting. That's something I will look into. It looks like it found one element that is not mine, actually. It's from another stack I'm using on the page, so I'll have to ping him about that one. Not really anything I can do about that, but yeah, if you get any of those things, yeah. Let's see, what's this? Buttons do not have an accessible name. What does that mean? A button, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's no name thing. It's just like a hidden. Oh, there's a hidden button in here in the code, and it's not actually used on anything. It's just hidden. Okay, that's kind of a warning one, because it's a hidden button on the page that doesn't have an accessibility thing, but it's not actually visible on the page anyway. So, okay, interesting.
Yeah, you have an interesting one on your site. You're using jQuery 2, and it's flagged it as a script with a known vulnerability in it.
Oh, really?
You see that?
See that one? Where's that?
Yeah, it's down under best practices. Under.
Oh, there. Includes. 224. Interesting. Interesting. 224 is the latest version of jQuery 2 as well.
Is it really?
I believe so. I believe it's the latest version that Stacks loads. Where do we see the latest release of?
Hold the best fire. You can hear it.
Is the latest jQuery version. So just to let everybody know, the current version of Foundation does not work too well with jQuery 3, which is why I am still using jQuery 2. But Foundation 2, which I'm working on as we speak, will use jQuery 3. So just to let everybody know that.
Cool.
But, okay, interesting vulnerability. I also have this links to cross-domain destinations are unsafe. Oh, I'm linking to weaverradio.com and I'm linking to Weaver Space, and it's saying that I shouldn't be doing that. Oh, unless it's recommending I add a rel no referrer tag to those external links. Okay. Why a no referrer? Wouldn't that just, doesn't that tell the browser not to say that I referred them?
Yeah, it's probably a, so now that the browser doesn't include all the session information or whatever, not the session.
Okay, yeah. Oh, fair enough. That could, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And do not use passive listeners to improve scrolling performance. Oh, so I probably have, yes, I have like a load more widget that checks the scroll performance or the scroll position of the page. So.
Yeah, I got that too because my slider on my page you can drag.
Yeah. Well, I want to use that on my page, right? So like.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
How about SEO? What's under SEO? I don't want to dive too far into SEO because we've already done quite a few shows on that. But let's see. Links do not have descriptive text. Oh yeah, I have some ones that don't have good alt text on my page, so it kind of.
I do too. It's the same thing. My link text is learn more. Same thing for me.
Oh, okay. These are links, not images. Descriptive link text.
Yep.
Oh, is that like probably a title tag on the links? Yeah, I don't really put title tags on my links.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the same problem.
Okay. I wonder. Interesting. You would think that would be like an accessibility thing, though. But accessibility is gonna display whatever the text is in the link, right? So I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I mean, you show up as a 90.
Yeah, I
have 91. Given that the error margin here seems to be like 20%, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's close enough.
Yep. All in all, I think both of our sites, I'm pretty happy with my results. There's a few minor things that I can look at to see if I can improve. But again, all in all, I'm pretty happy. How about you, Greg?
Yes, I'm happy. I am far more content working on, the other projects that I get going instead of obsessing over these details right now. So I don't think trying to spend a couple of weeks trying to learn or figure out how to get one extra point here and there is going to make me any difference that I'll ever see. So I rather make fun stuff for people.
Yeah, I did load a couple customer sites, so I went to Weaver Space and just found 5 or 6 URLs that were on random posts and loaded those in the background while we were chatting and ran the PageSpeed reports. And to be honest, like a lot of the same errors that we were having on our site. So nothing really jumped out at me in terms of anything different that the combo of your and my site didn't already show.
Yep.
So I do want to. I should note that guys, me and Greg both did these tests. We didn't go to. You can just go to PageSpeed Insights. I don't know the URL off the top of my head, but just Google PageSpeed Insights and it'll take you there. But you can also use Chrome, and if you just open up any website in Chrome, and then open up the developer tools, which by default is Alt or Command Option I, right? So Command Option I will open up the dev tools. There is an audits tab in the Chrome. This is only in Chrome, not in Safari. So in Chrome only, there's an audits tab in there. And basically you can run mobile and desktop performance audits from directly inside Chrome. And what's actually kind of cool is they have a throttling setting in there as well. So you can like simulate a 3G connection or a 4G connection. And then you can run your audits through that sort of, network filter, which is quite interesting if you want to see like how someone, who's loading your site on a 3G connection would see it. So yeah, that's basically how me and Greg were running these tests right now. We're from inside Chrome. It seemed to be we're having some issues with the web app for PageSpeed kind of bombing and giving us errors. So we ran them from inside Chrome. It seemed to actually run a lot faster for me. Like the report generated a lot quicker than it did online. So I don't know. Any thoughts on that, Greg?
Same here. I couldn't even run your site through their online tool. I'm guessing it's just a resource thing. So you have to hit their server so they run their little emulator tool, and if you run it on your desktop, it just uses your memory on your machine and simulates it that way. So yeah, it was a lot faster just running it locally.
Cool. Are there any other tools that you like to use or that you use at all for performance?
Yes, there is. I will give you the link for the show notes. It's
is it webpagetest.org?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Well, while Greg finds it,
yes, while I find this
one I've used in the past is called webpagetest.org, and it's pretty decent. The site itself is rather hideous and ugly because it's got a lot of this site's sponsored by so and so, but it is a nice one. It gives you a good report. I think it's fair. Again, it's pretty much same results as Google in terms of, don't take everything as, solid, gold and Bible, but take these and find things that you could potentially fix and try to fix them. But you could, I tend to run it through this and Google's PageSpeed, just kind of get an idea to see if I could find any low hanging fruit that's easy for me to fix to make things a little bit better.
Yes. So the one I use is Pingdom, tools.pingdom.com.
Yes. Good company.
Yes. So you can put it in your URL and you can choose a test location. So you can actually test your site from different locations around the world, and it will download the resources, give you a grade, however they determine that, and make some suggestions for you. One thing is if you use HTTPS, you want to put in your address as HTTPS. Otherwise, it'll take a point or two off because it has to do the redirect from HTTP to HTTPS. So
same thing for www versus non-www. If you have redirects going either way, make sure you put in the actual final one. So you don't have to go through all that redirect stuff.
Yep. So yeah, that's what I use. So people can check it out. Maybe Joe can throw it in the show notes for you.
Yep, will do.
Cool. And the only other thing I could think of here is that I could see that might be interesting for users. If you go into the audits tab, you can actually download your report. So you can save that if you want to send that to a client or.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you can export that as a client and make it look kind of more professional for you.
You can be like, here's I ran your site before and ran it after, and hopefully it gets better.
Oh, yeah, okay. I could see that before and after thing. Sure. Yeah, I definitely see that. But, it could be concerning for them because they know even less than most the actual Rapid user designing the site, right? So, but there are some users, that their clients, they know about PageSpeed, right? So they load their URL in there, without knowing anything, even less than what anyone probably listening to us is even knowing about. So there's definitely some danger there.
Or you could just talk about the SEO score.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can talk about the SEO score. You got a 91. What did I get? I got a 90. Oh, you beat me.
Yeah. You're buying me an eggnog and bourbon. Drinks on Joe. I'm trying to find it. I saw it earlier. The only other thing that I saw that was interesting is that you could download a HAR archive of your page.
Yes.
And I can't find it now, but that's interesting from a developer standpoint because it lets us recreate or lets us see how everything was loaded on your site. So if there's ever an issue as a developer,
I'm pretty sure when you save, that's a JSON file. I thought the audits tab saved it as a HAR file, but no, it's a JSON file.
No, I saw it. I could have sworn I saw it in here. Somebody will probably pick it out. when they run it. But I thought that was cool because it lets us, kind of recreate your page and see what's going on. You see like the whole network console of everything that's being loaded, and if there's an error, everything else. It's a fun developer thing. Users, you guys probably don't even care, but for me, I find it kind of cool. So, anything else, Joe?
Any other tidbits you got for us, Greg?
Not really. No, just keep on writing good content, building good websites, and have a good holiday. Try to.
Yes. Yeah. Chances are this will be the last episode we have before the Christmas holidays. So happy holidays to everyone. Thanks for listening. And happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, happy whatever it is that you celebrate. So yeah, thank you for the reminder on that, Greg.
Yeah. Try to have fun. Try to let out some steam and enjoy yourselves and get ready for the new year.
Sweet. Greg, will you have anything anything that you could plug really quick? When you got anything coming out or anything exciting coming or recently done?
Not yet.
Cool updates?
Not quite yet. No, I mean I'm working on writing the content for Chili Dog hosting. It's coded, it's pretty much coded now. It's bug fixes and content, so it's going to be fun.
Sweet.
It's a lot of work. It's a little bit grueling to write content sometimes and not code, but I got to do it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Last week I released an interesting stack called Portal. I normally don't release stuff in December, just because everything is kind of slowing down and whatnot. But a lot of people have been wanting this stack, and it's kind of curtailed towards definitely the more advanced users. So I figured those are going to be the people that are willing to work through the holidays anyway. So it's a cool stack. It's basically like server side partials. For anyone that knows, it's basically a very, very fancy PHP include stuff so that you can import stacks pages into each other. It only supports stacks pages right now, so you can only import stacks pages into other stacks pages. So use cases like if you have a footer on your website, chances are it's going to be the same everywhere. And while you could use a partial inside RapidWeaver to use that, people that have very large websites tend to find if you edit a partial, you have to republish your entire site all over again. But with something like Portal, you can publish just the page that has the footer, and then it'll magically update all the stacks on the page. So it's a cool stack. Check it out if you haven't yet.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm hoping in the new year to start getting these projects done. So hopefully in the new year, I'll have a lot more to talk about, a lot more interesting things that I can actually say that are shipped instead of just in progress. So.
Gonna finally get a sales page up for that for the email newsletter stuff.
It's in the new site.
Oh, there we go. Finally,
yes.
I can ditch my special link to your cart page.
Yes, thanks. Thanks, and I'm gonna do a lot of bundles. So that I want to have hosting with toppings.
Ooh, with toppings. Ooh, sounds delicious.
Right. And add toppings to your hosting, right? Say, having some fun with it.
Sauerkraut or
okay. Right? Toppings for a chili dog, right?
What do you like on your chili dog, Greg?
Peppers, onions, mustard.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. What do you chili, cheese, and
you got to have the cheese, definitely. Onions for sure. If it's a chili dog, I don't put ketchup or mustard though. For me, I don't know. That seems odd. Like if I'm doing a hot dog, totally relish, ketchup, mustard, onions. Do you guys have Costco over there? Do you go to Costco?
Yeah.
Dude, who doesn't love the $1.50 Costco dogs? Like, you get a drink and a dog for $1.50. Like, man, I can feed my entire family of 5 for under $10. Like, where can you do that? Like, man.
Yes, very true.
But they don't have eggnog and brandy, so sad.
My Costco has a liquor section.
Yes, I could get the Costco sized brandy.
Yes, and a Costco sized eggnog.
Yes.
And that was the last we ever hear of Joe again.
Hello, Greg. Well, I hope you have a wonderful holidays.
Yes, likewise. You too.
Sweet. And where can everybody find you?
They could find me at chilidogsoftware.com, chilidoghosting.com for all your hosting, and at Barshot on Twitter.
Sweet.
How about you?
Everyone, I am Joe Workman. Obviously, you can find me at Joe Workman everywhere. Right? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Weaver Space is my site. So head over to weaver.space for some great Rapweaver add-ons. And guys, if you love this show, please go to iTunes and leave us a review. We'd love it. And please send us an email, right? To feedback@weaverradio.com. If you can ship us your favorite notes, or if you have any questions or topics that you'd like us to cover, we'd love that. So thank you very much. And we will talk to you guys soon. Happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful time with your families. And we'll see you next year.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.
Boom. That was 30 minutes and 12 seconds.